We knew that wasn't going to last long. I mean, literally, I had people in my comments ready to make bets about how long it was going to last.
Apparently, the negative attention was just getting to be too much for Ken. The constant mood swings and constant fighting. We all know that usually relationships that start off with cheating don't end well or last very long. Relationships are built on trust.
They do have contracts with Lifetime. So even though he's at the baby shower and looks miserable, doesn't mean they're together. He legally might have to be there.
Just because Ken was at the baby shower, it does not mean that they are still together. The cookies at the baby shower that they gave to their friends have a picture of her baby that's in her womb. It says, welcome to Gypsy's baby shower. A lot of people are pointing out how it just says Gypsy's and doesn't say Gypsy's and Ken's like the invitation did.
This is given, I don't know, brokey. I'm just saying, that tub does not look like a place that you'd be like, I can't wait to jump into that water. Like, it's a no for me.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's life has once again taken a dramatic turn, and this time it's all about the breakup with Ken Acker, the baby moon that left everyone scratching their heads, and a baby shower so messy it's hard to believe it even happened. If you thought things couldn't get any wilder in Gypsy's world, think again. This story has layers of drama, cryptic videos, and some of the most bizarre party details you'll ever hear.
I mean, is that what that is? 2 pillows and the sheet that you consummated your affair on? I don't know. Again, you could have done better. Somebody could have told her. What is that? Who threw that together? This whole thing seemed, I mean, did Lifetime not pay for this one? Is that why it looks like this? Like, Lifetime didn't throw you a check and so you had to get that sheet and pillows as a backdrop?
Let's start with what everyone's talking about, the breakup. So, are Gypsy and Ken really over? Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, the signs have been piling up for a while now. The unraveling of their relationship started quietly, little cracks that only the most dedicated followers noticed. But then came the Oscar video, and suddenly it was clear. Something was very wrong between Gypsy and Ken. Now, if you've been following Gypsy's story, you probably remember the TikTok live that everyone is now calling the Oscar video. At first glance, it seemed like she was throwing shade at her ex-husband Ryan Anderson. Gypsy made these cryptic comments talking about mistakes and missed chances, which people interpreted as a jab at Ryan for not taking her back after their divorce.
Now, this is just for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only, a warning, whatever it is you want to call it. But I'm just saying, Ryan, Ken, and whoever the hell Oscar is, y'all may want to be careful because, she's letting Ruby loose. And we've all seen this play out before. We all know how this ends.
But, plot twist, turns out the video wasn't about Ryan at all. It was about Ken. In the video, Gypsy came across emotional and even bitter. She did not name names. She hinted at feelings of betrayal, saying things that implied someone close to her had let her down. Her tone was sharp and her words were loaded with subtext, enough to leave fans speculating. It was almost as if she was calling out someone for giving up on her when she needed them the most. And given the timing, all fingers pointed to Ken.
But he said he was tired of defending her. He was tired of standing up for her. He was tired of doing so much, and she constantly embarrasses him. He was absolutely done with the situation, and their relationship is over. Now, doesn't it make sense as to why she said she's no longer posting her personal information on social? She wants to keep it private.
What followed was nothing short of a social media meltdown. Gypsy went full-on delete mode, scrubbing her Instagram and TikTok accounts of almost every post related to Ken. I'm talking about all the couple's pictures, pregnancy announcements, and those overly sweet captions she used to write about him. Gone. Just like that. But that wasn't all. Gypsy took it a step further and unfollowed Ken, a move that sent fans into a frenzy. You know how social media works these days? Unfollowing someone is basically the equivalent of saying we are done. And yet, just when people thought it was official, she refollowed him. This flip-flopping only added to the chaos, leaving fans wondering if the breakup was final or if Gypsy was holding on to the hope of reconciliation.
And he left you. When I say karma for you is who you end up with. Cardi B ain't never lied, Bookie. Ain't never lied. Gypsy, how does it feel for the man you chose not to choose you, Bookie? How does it feel, darling? How does it feel? I would love to know. Please oblige us.
Then, of course, Nina entered the chat. If you don't know Nina, she's a creator who's been following Gypsy's drama like a hawk. And let me tell you, she came armed with some serious tea. Nina dropped a bombshell when she revealed that Ken's car, which used to be a permanent fixture at Gypsy's house, had barely been seen there lately. She claimed it had only been posted twice in the past week and a half, and even then, Ken did not stick around for long. According to Nina, the Oscar video wasn't just Gypsy venting, it was the moment that everything fell apart between the couple.
Ken's car, the last week and a half, only been at your house 2 times for a very short period of time. When he was staying at your house and his car was always there up until then. What happened the last week and a half? That Oscar video. So now you know I know for a fact. Okay? So you can lie to all these people on the internet, Bookie, but I know. Check that. Like I said, save this video and come back and tell me I'm queen and bow down.
And Nina did not stop there. Oh no, she went straight for Gypsy, accusing her of trying to manipulate her audience into thinking everything was fine. You can lie to the internet, Bookie, Nina said, but I know the truth. Nina's confidence in her claims paired with a timeline of events made it hard to ignore her perspective. Let's talk about the Babymoon, because what even was that? Gypsy Rose Blanchard went on what she called her Babymoon. Instead of this being a cute, romantic getaway for her and Ken, the whole thing turned out to be, well, let's just say confusing at best. You'd think a Babymoon would be an opportunity to show the world how strong your relationship is, especially if rumors of a breakup are swirling around. But nope, this Babymoon raised even more questions.
And I don't know, y'all, it looks creepy to me. The tub does not look like a place I would want to be in. This is giving, I don't know, brokey. I'm just saying, that tub does not look like a place that you'd be like, I can't wait to jump into that water. Like, it's a no for me. It's giving the night of the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's giving, I don't know, nothing about this looks Babymoonish to me.
So Gypsy posted some photos on social media showing off what she called our Babymoon sport, and from that caption alone, people assumed that this was a trip she and Ken took together. But here's the thing, there's zero evidence that Ken was even there. Not a single picture of him, no selfies, no couple shots, no cute dad-to-be moments. It was Gypsy, a heart-shaped red bathtub, and some very questionable vibes. Let's break down the setup because honestly, it is a lot. So the Babymoon was at a bed and breakfast in Louisiana. Now, I am not saying B&Bs can be cute, but this one, yikes. The focal point of the trip, and I'm guessing the thing Gypsy wanted to show off, was this heart-shaped red bathtub. Yes, you heard that right. A big, bright red, heart-shaped tub surrounded by candles. Now, in theory, this could have been romantic, right? But the way it was executed, let's just say it was given more 1990s motel vibes than Babymoon getaway. People online were dragging it left, right, and center, with some saying it looked like something out of a cheap rom-com and others comparing it to the Dumb and Dumber hot tub. Ouch!
Now, allegedly, this is a spot that Christy goes to very often. It's a bed and breakfast in Louisiana. The tub does not look like a place I would want to be in. This is giving, I don't know, brokey. I'm just saying, that tub does not look like a place that you'd be like, I can't wait to jump into that water. Like, it's a no for me. But you do see that, outside looks nice or whatever. Allegedly, Ken is with her, but we haven't seen any pictures.
But wait, it gets worse. Some fans were genuinely worried about the safety of the setup. Candles around a slippery bathtub while pregnant? Girl, no. People were like, is this even safe for her to be in? And honestly, I am with them. The whole thing looked like it hadn't been updated in decades. And for someone as pregnant as Gypsy, it was giving serious health hazard vibes. Now here's the real question. Where was Ken? This is where things get interesting. Gypsy's caption said, our Babymoon spot. But if Ken was really there, why wasn't he in any of the photos? Like, not even one. Fans immediately started speculating. Was he avoiding the camera? Did Gypsy go on this trip alone and just try to make it seem like Ken was there? Or worse, was this whole Babymoon a staged attempt to make people believe everything was fine in their relationship when it really wasn't?
Gypsy has unfollowed Ken, then refollowed him recently. Ken is feeling the pressure from Gypsy to propose and he won't. Rod doesn't like Ken. Ken is sick of all the negative attention that comes with one Miss Gypsy Rose. The Babymoon, am I wrong? Or she posted just pictures of the place, right? There were no pictures of them, like there. Remember that video also of her, it was when she was folding the laundry, I think it was the night of the spaghetti, when she made spaghetti, where she was talking about she wants Ken to stay with her.
Remember, by this point, the breakup rumors were already flying around. People were starting to notice that Ken wasn't showing up on Gypsy's social media as much, and the Oscar video had everyone wondering if they were still together. So, for Gypsy to suddenly post this Babymoon without Ken in sight, yeah, it was not looking great. And of course, the internet had thoughts. The comments on Gypsy's post were brutal. People were calling out how strange the whole thing felt. One user wrote, "This is your Babymoon. Where's your baby daddy?" Another said, "This doesn't feel romantic. It feels like damage control." And honestly, they're not wrong. A lot of people felt like Gypsy was trying to distract from the breakup rumors by posting something she knew would look like a couple's getaway. And then came the baby shower. Oh boy, where do we even start?
Like, let's not even get on top of the fact that you had this fly-by-night baby shower. That buffet was just embarrassing. I got serious, secondhand embarrassment even just looking at that display of crap that you threw together for your guests that you adore so much, So there's that. But nasty, creepy as F.
So after the bizarre Babymoon that left everyone talking, Gypsy finally hosted her much-anticipated baby shower. And let me just say, if you thought the Babymoon was a little overwhelming, this baby shower somehow managed to take things to a whole new level. What should have been a heartwarming, joyful celebration ended up being an event that had fans cringing and dragging every single detail. Let's start with the decorations, or should I say, the lack thereof. When you hear the words baby shower, you probably think of soft pastels, beautifully arranged decor, maybe some thoughtful personal touches. But Gypsy's baby shower? Yeah, not so much. The backdrop for the event featured 2 pillows and a bedsheet. Yes, that's it. And it wasn't even one of those elegant, minimalist looks. It literally looked like something you throw together 5 minutes before guests arrive because you forgot to plan ahead.
Nope. I'm still not done yet. What is this? Hanging in the background, couldn't even completely cover the television. Used as a decoration? I mean, is that what that is? 2 pillows and the sheet that you consummated your affair on? Like, Lifetime didn't throw you a check and so you had to get that sheet and pillows as a backdrop? Like, again, somebody thought this was a good idea? How classy. You're right, wasn't she on there talking about how classy she was? She's so classy.
People online were brutal about it, and honestly, it's hard to blame them. Comments flooded in, with fans calling the setup cheap, lazy, and embarrassingly bad. Some even pointed out that Gypsy's gender reveal party had way more effort put into it, which only added to the disappointment surrounding the baby shower. And let's not forget that this event was being filmed for Lifetime. Yes, a professional production crew was there, recording everything. You'd think that with cameras rolling, there would have been a little more effort to make the space look decent. But nope, the whole thing looked thrown together at the last minute, and fans did not let that slide. Then there were the cookies. Oh, the cookies! Now this part is where things go from disappointing to downright bizarre. Instead of the typical baby shower treats, like cupcakes, cookies shaped like aunties, maybe a cute cake, Gypsy went for something, let's just say, unique. He had cookies featuring a 4D ultrasound image of her unborn baby. Yes, you had that right.
Shared a photo of her custom cookies made by sugarmama.designer cookies. These are the cookies everyone's talking about that has the ultrasound picture of baby. This cookie says baby. Looks like we have some flowers and then a little shirt.
She sat there at her baby shower, right? And she watched people eat her baby. She sat there and watched people lick and drool all over her baby's face. I can't. I mean, who does that?
Guests were literally eating cookies with the baby's face on them, and the internet, it was horrified. People immediately started calling it creepy, disturbing, and just plain weird. Like, who thought this was a good idea? Sure, ultrasound photos are a sweet way to celebrate a pregnancy, but turning them into edible desserts? Yeah, that's a whole different vibe. One commenter summed it up perfectly, saying, "Why would anyone want to eat a cookie with a baby's face on it? This is just wrong." And the backlash did not stop there. Fans felt the whole idea was unsettling, especially since the cookies weren't exactly a casual detail. They were front and center in the event. It is safe to say this creative touch did not land the way Gypsy probably hoped it would.
Looks like almost like she paid like random people just to go and sit down. The cookies with the sonogram picture, it just doesn't look right. It looks very staged. Doesn't give that comforting, like, oh, it's a baby shower. It's propped, like it was just for filming. I don't see anyone familiar there except for Ken, but that's it. I don't see her sister, I don't see Krusty, I don't see Rod, I don't see nobody. So,
I don't know what to say. But basically, it just looks like you're eating babies. I can't do it.
But what about Ken? Oh, he was there, physically at least. Ken did show up to the baby shower. But let's be real, he did not look like he wanted to be there. Observers were quick to point out his body language, which screamed, "Checked out," from the moment he walked in. And appeared detached and interested, and honestly, it's like he'd rather be anywhere else. He wasn't engaging much, and fans couldn't help but notice how uncomfortable he looked. Some even joked that he spent most of the event looking like he had hemorrhoids because of how unhappy he seemed. This, of course, fueled even more speculation about their relationship. Fans started wondering if the only reason Ken showed up at all was because the event was being filmed for Lifetime. After all, the cameras were there, and their relationship is a big part of the narrative Lifetime keeps to be building around Gypsy. Was Ken contractually obligated to be there? Did he show up just to avoid more rumors? Because from the looks of it, he wasn't exactly in a celebratory mood.
They do have contracts with Lifetime. So even though he's at the baby shower and looks miserable, doesn't mean they're together. He legally might have to be there per contract. And again, did cheat on her husband, get pregnant by another man. She did go to Make-A-Wish Foundation trips, steal those from terminally ill children. She did unalive her mother and grift. And she also groomed an autistic man to do the crime for her and got out after 10 years because of a plea deal.
And then there's the question of effort. One of the most glaring issues with the baby shower was just how low effort the whole thing felt. Fans couldn't help but compare to Gypsy's earlier celebrations, like her gender reveal, which had way more energy and excitement behind it. The baby shower, on the other hand, felt flat. Some even speculated that the event wasn't really for Gypsy at all, but was instead orchestrated entirely by Lifetime for the sake of their upcoming series. If that's the case, it would explain a lot, like why the decorations were so minimal or why Ken looked like he was counting down the minutes until he could leave. It's almost as if the baby shower wasn't about celebrating Gypsy's baby, but about creating content for the cameras. Fans are not kind in their assessments of the baby shower. Social media was flooded with comments dragging everything from the decorations to the food to the overall vibe. Some fans even called it the saddest baby shower they've ever seen.
That was absolutely the poorest excuse for a baby shower I've ever seen. I mean, the dollar store, dude, the dollar store. You could have just went there and did better than that whole circus you put on. I mean, the backdrop, guys, 2 pillows and a bed sheet. For the backdrop, don't even get me started on the buffet. The slop is served, people. And the dress. What was she wearing? That dress looked like a doily that was on my great aunt's coffee table. In fact, it looked like a piece of the backdrop that she used and just threw it together and made a dress.
But perhaps the most telling detail was how much this event highlighted the cracks in Gypsy and Ken's relationship. Between Ken's detached demeanor and Gypsy's over-the-top attempts to make the event feel special, like the ultrasound cookies, it was clear that something wasn't right. But it's not just Ken who's keeping his distance. Gypsy's family is also noticeably absent from the picture. She's unfollowed all her family members on social media, which fans took as a sign of deeper issues. None of them publicly supported her during the baby shower drama or her recent complaints about cyberbullying. And while they stayed quiet, the rumors about the father, Rod Blanchard, did not. Apparently, Rod is being accused of cheating on Christy. Given his history of infidelity, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing, but it's yet another layer of dysfunction in the Blanchard family saga. And here's the kicker. Christy, who reportedly encouraged Gypsy to reconcile with Ken while she was still married to Ryan, might now be facing her own relationship troubles. So where does this leave Gypsy Rose? Breakup with Ken seems pretty final. His silence speaks volumes. Unlike in the past, when he would jump to her defense, he stayed completely out of the spotlight this time. And Gypsy, she's trying to control the narrative by deleting posts and going quiet. But let's be real, how long can that last?
Ken's dog Parker goes missing on the same day of the baby shower. That's interesting. Now, people had already been speculating that something was going on between Gypsy and Ken, and then recently, Gypsy commented this: "Say and think what you want, me and my baby are gonna live a happy life away from you and trolls. That's more than a win for me." So people were pointing out that Gypsy said, "me and my baby." Not me and my family, me and Ken, but me and my baby. Now,
with the baby on the way and so much uncertainty surrounding her, it is clear that Gypsy's journey is far from over. The question now is, what's next? Will Ken speak out? Will Gypsy try to rebuild her public image? Or will this all spiral into even more drama? One thing's for sure, we'll be watching. Let me know your thoughts. Was the Babymoon a cover-up? Was the baby shower as messy as people are saying? And do you think Gypsy and Ken are really done for good? Drop your comments and do not forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. Because with Gypsy, you know the drama is never far behind. Cheers!